Hi Rev golfers, going to provide you a tip here on once you've learned to swing in to out in these drills, you're going to learn to hit the ball straight to the right. So how are we going to get that ball now to tilt like a plane and curve to the left? So many pro golfers talk about when they play their best, they don't feel like they're using their hands or their arms, but it's because it was a skill they learned at such an early age that they don't really recognize it anymore. But it's very difficult to look at a top 10 player in the world because when they come through, you don't see their forearms rotate over each other. So what I see with a lot of over 50 golfers from Rev Golf and amateurs alike is when they take the club back, the way that they try and square it is with their wrist in more of a throwing action rather than a rolling action. So when most golfers get to about this point, the club face is wide open to the path that it needs to be on. I'd say almost 90 degrees. So we're going to need to make a change to the grip to change the orientation of the face to allow it to close down and get very close to square or aim just slightly to the right. Lee Trevino talked about getting his wrist bowed in his golf swing and keeping it bowed the whole time. It gives us that look. Mo Norman talked about showing the ground what time it was on the follow through, and Ben Hogan talked about getting his knuckles dirty. So those are three of the absolute great ball strikers, and a lot of the discussion that they had was on what they wanted to see happening in their forearms. So this isn't a really wristy action, it's more of a twisting action as we twist the grip to get what we want in the club face. So ideally when you do this, you can just do it in small swings. So once again, to help you get the path out to the right, close your stance down, feel like the ball is back. And then what I want you to feel when you're about right here is you're gonna start rotating those forearms over each other. And if this looks really extreme from down the line, how that club face looks, if you watch the Biz Hub in slow motion with the PGA Tour players, if they were effectively using no rotation in their arms, we would see their club come through like this, which I don't really see any of them doing that when they're trying to hit a draw. So ideally from here, all I'm gonna do is get closed down, hit this ball from the inside, and try and get my forearms to rotate over each other, starting here and going all the way here. Remember, we're trying to get it at impact, but from here to here is 2/100ths of a second. So I need to start applying that torque to twist that club in transition. And it'll look like this. Okay, and once again, that has got a lot of curve from right to left on it. But that's what I'm trying to impart on the golf ball. I have to know the extremes between my slice and my hook to realize where that little draw is gonna be. And the reason this is so important at 50 is because this ball is gonna come off with more ball speed because the face is closed to the path. When the face is open to the path, in essence, I create more deflection and I don't transfer as much energy from the golf club into the golf ball. So when I'm able to sit up there and get the face close to the path, in space I'm able to get a higher amount of ball speed because I have more compression. And you'll be amazed even in this little drill with just using the forearms in this way is how much you can propel the speed of the golf club through. The hands and arms and the way they get rid of the angles and rotate the face are probably equivalent to over 20% of the total club head speed. So once again, get the setup to where it's draw biased, ball position back, and then really feel like you allow the forearms to rotate the face back to square. And you'll be amazed in these little swings. I probably hit a 7-iron about 175 yards. Well, doing it just like that, I only hit it about 150 yards, but the other 25 yards is coming from the rest of all of these other actions. So become very good at this, and you'll find very soon that you'll be able to compress the ball, hit it further, especially into the wind, and be able to draw the ball into a middle or a left pin. So if you have any questions on how you need to rotate your forearms and why, click on the box below and we'll answer as many questions as we can.